Mic check. Testing 1, 2. We got sound. Good evening, Warrior fans.
And the headset kind of works.
Good evening, Warrior fans, and welcome to Brex Olympia Stadium. Thank you for joining us once again here on the Warrior Broadcast Network on YouTube. Tonight, your St. Michael Warriors are here taking on the Belaire Bengals. After a dominant 38-12 victory last week over Bruley, your Warriors come into the game with a 2-0 record and 1-0 in district. This is the first time the Warriors have gotten off to a 2-0 start since 2018. Belaire enters the game 0-2 and 0-1 in district, falling to Estruma last week 33-13. The Warriors are playing some really good football in all three phases and need to come in focused and ready to take care of business tonight. Joining me once again here in the Coach Todd Frugier press box is class of 2015, Jeff Vaccaro. Jeff, here we are at Olympia for the first home game of the season, and the season couldn't have gotten off to a better start.
Yeah, we've looked good all year in all three phases, and excited to be out here at Olympia Field for our first home game. Crowd looks good. Players I know are jacked up to get off to that 3-0 start hopefully here tonight. And like you talked about, it's been 4 or 5 years since the Warriors football team has started this hot. So looking to continue it here in district play.
Yeah, and looking back to last week, the 38-12 victory over Bruley got us to 2-0 on the season and 1-0 in district. It was one of the most complete victories of the last several years. I know, in especially here in the coach Zach Leger tenure, that was by far one of our most impressive outings of his tenure.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think on top of that, Coach Kling on the offensive side of the ball and Coach Chuck Guidry really put together a good game plan, good scheme, and executed on that. Like I said, I mean, you've alluded to it multiple times. Complete team win. All three phases look fantastic. I totally agree with you. Dominant win by the Warriors.
Yeah, and our players of the week, we forgot to recognize the week one players of the week. But on offense, the week one player of the week was Preston Centino. He was 4 of 5 in week one against Episcopal, 4 of 5 passing for 52 yards, 21 carries, 178 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he was the advocate player of the week. And the defensive player of the week from week one was Matthew Bell, who came in with double-digit tackles, had 10 tackles, led that defense as he's done for the last couple years, had a fantastic game week one against Episcopal. And last week, our offensive player of the week was running back number 24, John Martinez, who carried the ball 18 times for 81 yards and a touchdown and had 1 catch for 10 yards and that opening touchdown. And then on defense, cornerback Hayes Marino came in with 5 tackles and recorded an interception. And those two guys had a really good game. It was kind of tough to kind of pick who the player of the game was last week because a lot of guys had some really nice performances.
Yeah, everybody played well on both sides of the football. I think, like you talked about, there was 2 or 3 guys on either side of the football that I think you could have given it to. But man, those guys, Martinez and Hayes Marino, came up big when it mattered. And I want to give a special shout out as well to Hudson Foreman with a really big turnover there. So shout out to Hudson.
And so looking forward to this week, we're kind of bringing back something that we've done in the past, and that is our senior interviews. And this week we sat down and talked to first senior Stephen Redden. Let's hear from Stephen.
Hi, this is Rihanna Lewis, and this week's senior interview is with Stephen Redden. Stephen, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. What are some keys to the game for the offense this week against Belaire?
I think some of the keys are going to be our outside, our blocking with our receivers especially. They have a lot of gaps to the outside. We can run a lot of screen plays and runs to the outside. That's basically it for our offense.
What is the legacy that you want your senior class to leave on this program?
First of all, I want to win our first playoff game of the year, or not just the year, like the whole program. That's the legacy I really want to leave, but I want to try to get as far into the playoffs as possible. Want to get to the states, but who knows? We'll go as it goes.
Thanks, Steven, and good luck Friday night.
All right, thank you.
And our second senior interview this week was from senior Anthony DiStefano.
This week's senior interview is with Anthony DiStefano. Anthony, how are you today?
I'm doing quite well today.
Anthony, you had one of the highlight moments of St. Michael football history in Week 1 at Episcopal when you ran the kickoff back 80 yards to take the lead. Tell us about that play.
Well, so before the play, I went up to my teammates and I said, if we can take this kickoff back, we're going to win the game. So it wasn't really a choice. So we had to take this back. And so as soon as I got the ball, I knew I was running it back. So, yeah.
Okay. What are some keys to the game for the offense this week against Belaire?
So I think if we can establish the run game, we can open up our passing. So in the previous weeks, we haven't passed the ball as much, but I think if we can establish our run game early, that'll open up the passing for us, and I think we'll be good with that.
What is the legacy that you want your senior class to leave on this program?
So I think the main thing all the seniors want to do this year is to win our school's first playoff game. That's the main goal and the legacy that we all want to leave here.
Thanks, Anthony, and good luck Friday night.
And we'll be back after a quick timeout. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network, brought to you through YouTube. We'll be back. All right, we are back here live from Olympia Stadium. And so looking forward to this week taking on our opponent in the Belaire Bengals, who last year we defeated 23-0. And I think that was, if I recall right, that was one of the most dominating defensive performances that I can see, that I can remember for the last couple of years, where the defense just literally came out and absolutely shut down Belaire. Belaire coming into this game is 0-2 on the season, 0-1 in district. They lost to Estruma last week, 33-13. They've been outscored in their first two games, 75-13. That includes a Week 1 42-0 loss at Live Oak. And so Belaire has kind of been a team that we saw a couple years ago. We thought there was going to be kind of a little bit of a resurgence, but they've kind of regressed a little bit since that bounce-back season. And, you know, Belaire is a familiar opponent to the Warriors. We played them the last several years. They've been a district opponent. And, you know, one thing about them is they always have the chance to just hit you with a couple explosive plays.
Yeah, I mean, they're a very athletic team, and, you know, very, very important to get on top of these guys early, because if you let them hang around to the second half, they have the athletes to, like you said, make those big breakaway plays and really bust a game wide open. So very important tonight that the Warriors get off to a hot start.
Yeah, on offense, we're going to see Belaire kind of run a variety of things. They'll get into an I formation, you know, sort of a traditional I formation. They'll get into some spread, some 3x1, some 2x2, and then they'll get into a wildcat formation where they're just trying to get a ball to an athlete on a direct snap and just kind of make a play happen. And then defensively, we're going to see a 4-2-5. from them on defense. Pretty standard, not a whole lot of a variety, not a whole lot of real kind of questioning sort of what they're going to do. I have a feeling they're probably going to try to put some pressure. They're probably going to try to send some blitzes, try to shoot some gaps. They are pretty big up front. But let's see, what that size does. Let's see if they're able to use their size to their advantage, or if it's something that the Warriors can take advantage of some of their quickness and kind of overwhelm some of the bigger guys up front that are kind of going two ways for Belaire.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about it. We've been beating this drum since the scrimmage. I think the Warrior defensive front and offensive front has been a surprising strength for this team all year long. So I'm looking forward to it. I think they're up for the task, and hopefully the Warrior offensive front can have a big game tonight.
And so looking at the Warriors, 2-0, 1-0 in district, 38-12 win last week. First time since 2018. We said earlier that they've gotten off to a 2-0 start. Looking to go 3-0 for the first time since when, Jeff?
2014.
I wonder what year that was. That was a banner year for the St. Michael Warrior football program, and Coach Leger is on track to do something special here tonight with this 2023 football team. But tonight I have here on our pregame rundown. It's all about us. It's not about the team on the other sideline. It's about what can we do? Can we execute our game plan? Can we execute our plays and take care of our own business?
Absolutely, and I think that's all going to start on the offensive side of the ball with Preston Centino. He's your field general. He's the guy kind of running that offense. He's your big play threat. If Preston can stay within himself tonight and play his game and play to his game, I think he's going to set up the Warriors for a lot of success. And
so, a couple of things that we kind of look at, and we kind of mentioned this just a little while ago, is trying to limit the big plays on the defensive side of the ball, and then take care of some of the undisciplined play that you're going to see. Belaire traditionally, you can get them out of some discipline sometimes. You can get them to move on defense. They may have a false start here and there. They may reach out and grab or something like that. So taking advantage of some of those, maybe some of that undisciplined play, if you can do that. And looking at our keys to the game, Jeff, on offense, it's get other players involved tonight. I think this is an opportunity maybe to get some other receivers involved. It might be an opportunity to see who is our backup running back. Can we get that? Can we get that going? But here come your St. Michael Warriors out to the field. But like I said, trying to get somebody else involved, maybe see who's your backup running back, just in case something happens to John Martinez, and trying to get some other guys hopefully late in the game, some action. Brock Hamilton at quarterback, maybe some other offensive linemen out there, some young bucks getting out there, and then ball security. Can't turn the ball over. You just want to. That's the way you can lose a game to a team that you probably are more talented than. You're probably better than them. But if you turn the ball over a bunch, you got an opportunity to lose. And then defensively, limit the big plays. And what do I have second down there again?
Tackling.
It's all about tackling. Look, hey, honestly, Jeff, I think the tackling last week, it did improve. You saw that. The Warriors have gone through a scrimmage. They've gone through a jamboree. They've gone through week 1. They got to week 2, and it's improved. And that's just natural. It's just a natural progression.
Yeah, it is. And as we get further into the season and they start to see more reps, live action, full pad reps, that's going to continue to improve.
And so we got the captains heading out to midfield right now. Our captains for the Warriors, number 16, William Mondello, and number 13, Gavin Knaps. For the Belaire Bengals, number 11, Langston Collins. I believe that's number 22. Or rather, I'm sorry, number 33, Gregory Robinson. And that is number, didn't catch the third Bengal captain here. We'll get that in just a second. Referee's going through his deal, the white hat out there.
Might be 17.
17, okay.
Jaquan Whitaker.
All right, Jaquan Whitaker. So the coin toss flipped. It looked like the Warriors may have won the toss. Yep, it was. The Warriors won the toss. They're going to defer. And we'll be playing defense first. Belaire will have the ball first. And we'll be right back here after the national prayer and national anthem. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network.
As Mary Catherine Covington gives the invocation for tonight's game, then please remain standing as the Warrior Band, under the direction of Dr. Kevin Andre, perform our national anthem.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, as we gather as a community for tonight's football game, we pause to acknowledge you. We pray for the safety of each player, coach, referee, cheerleader, band member, and student. We ask for every player on both teams to compete with their full effort and with sincere sportsmanship. We pray that everyone will know they did their very best in the good spirit of competition. We ask all this in your heavenly name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, there you have it. The national anthem from the Big Red Band from Warriorland under the man, the myth, the legend, the Dr. Kevin Andre. Jeff, national anthem's gone, coin toss has happened, and we are ready to get things kicked off, man.
Excited to play ball tonight, and Coach, again, I think this is 3 or 4 weeks in a row where we've had to point it out, but the Warrior fan base is traveling well. We're packed up, stadium. We got a couple of empty seats over here on the right side, but I'll tell you, to the left of the booth up here is completely full.
Yeah, we have seen the Warrior fans come out in full force so far this year, and that is awesome to see, and hopefully we'll continue that for the rest of the season. So William Mondello set to kick off. William Pele Mondello, excuse me, I got to throw that nickname we've given him. I believe that's Tyreek Belaire and number 5, Javion Morgan back deep.
And I'll tell you this, Coach, ever since Pele knocked that kid over 2 weeks ago on the kickoff return, he's quickly becoming my favorite player.
In fuego, Coach.
Yep.
In fuego. And so we're gonna do our best with kind of who we think the starters are here in a second for Belaire. It was kind of, Jeff, it was kind of a struggle trying to get the starters off of the film. It wasn't the best look in the world, and the little dribbler's not going to go far enough. So the surprise onside does not work, as it only went about 8 yards and needed to go 10. It only went 8. And so it'll be Belaire Bengal ball, 1st and 10 at the Warrior 48. Starting at quarterback for Belaire is number 3, Mornier Johnson. In the backfield, you could see number 2, Samaj Hatton, or number 6, Caleb Joseph. And also Ja'Cory Freeman at the fullback slot. At wide receiver, number 1, LeBron Stewart, number 8, Travion Frank, number 17, Jaquan Whitaker, and number 80, Dylan Jones are guys that you could see out there on the flanks. And then up front from right to left, Christian Hill, Emmanuel Williams, Adarian Keller, Kedrick McDaniels, and Jordell Bass. I believe we're already going to have one receiver sent off for maybe an equipment violation. We got word earlier this week, or the coaches got word earlier this week, that the referees were going to be, for some reason, they're worried about the equipment stuff. I don't understand. They need to just referee the game and stop worrying about all the other insignificant things, like whether they have thin wristbands on or whatever. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. And that is number 5, and exactly what I thought would happen. I got the wrong starter back there. That's Javion Morgan on the carry. He picked up a couple. And that is number 1, LeBron Stewart at quarterback. So we'll see what this does to their offense. It had been Mornier Johnson in their first couple of ball games at quarterback, but now we're going to have it's LeBron Stewart who comes out in starting tonight.
And looks like they were trying to get a sub out there, and they kind of shoot him off. No, you're the 12th man. Get back to the sideline.
And so it's going to be a second. They give him a yard. It'll be a 2nd and 9. That's Stewart in the gun. He's going to hand it to Morgan, and Morgan's going to gain another yard. Third and 8. And Warriors have given up 2 yards on 2 plays. I think Coach Chuck Guidry probably pretty happy with that to get started.
Yeah, and kind of flexing up here, only 2 yards on those first 2 plays, make it 3rd and long, and you're defending your own territory here.
That looks like Hatton and Belaire split to the top of your screen with Freeman as the offset tight end. Stewart's going to roll out. He's got some room, and he gets run out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. That's not going to be enough for the first down. Hayden Evans forced Stewart out of bounds after a pickup of about 6 right there. It'll be 4th and 2. Pickup of about 5 right there for Stewart. So here we go with the first big 4th down of the game, and you know Belaire was going to go for this. They're not a team who probably excels in their special teams. They're not going to punt the ball here at the Warrior 40-yard line, and nobody in high school is trying to field goal from this distance.
Absolutely.
So here we go now under center in the I. Receiver to each side. That's Stewart going to turn around. He hands it. Ball is on the ground. That is going to be a turnover no matter what. He tried to hand it to Freeman, and the operation just didn't work right there. And so it's turnover on downs, first down, Warriors.
Yeah, and just kind of tries to sneak it to his fullback there. I don't know if the fullback didn't know what was happening or what. Hits him on the hip, ball in the turf, and big number 66, Guy Woods, coming up with a fumble recovery.
And so our starters for the Warriors tonight at quarterbacks is Preston Centino. In the backfield, John Martinez and Matthew Bell. Anthony DiStefano, Gavin Landry, Johnny McCarty, and Damian Willett are your receivers. There's going to be a handoff or fake handoff on the jet sweep as Centino looks for a little room up the middle. He's going to pick up about 4. Up front, you have from right to left, Michael Garcia. That looks like Brant Bertrand is starting at right guard tonight with Austin Wood being out. Nathan Bell at center, Eli Corville at the left guard, and at the left tackle, it looks like that is Guy Woods moving over to left tackle for Austin Wood. Martinez handoff up the middle, doesn't get a whole lot. Gets a couple, maybe picked up 3. Again, there's Martinez. I didn't think he gained that many yards, but his forward lean got him an extra couple yards right there.
Yeah, and Martinez has shown us he's a hard runner all year long, and looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight against, a defensive front that I think the Warriors' offensive front can push around a little bit.
All right, here's the Warriors' first 3rd down. Ball's at the 47-yard line. That's Bell in motion. They're going to hand it to Martinez. Martinez gets taken down in the backfield. That was number 54 who just shot right through there. Kedrick McDaniels And so the Warriors are going to be forced to punt after a 2-yard loss. I can tell you right now, Coach Langlois is not going to be happy about that one right there, just letting that down lineman just come through pretty much untouched.
Yeah, and I think he's getting ready to have a conversation with his guys when they get off the field here and get that fixed up for the second drive.
Mondello puts a boot to it. That's Hatton back deep. And everybody's going to run away from it. And good roll all the way down to the 15-yard line. Great punt right there. About a 40-yard boot right there. Kind of flips that field position. So Warriors defense going to go back out and see if they can get another stop. This time try to stop the Bengals deep in their own territory and give the ball back to the offense and see if they can get a little something going.
Yeah, and good, the failed onside kick attempt to start the game. This is the first time the Warriors defense is going to have them kind of pinned back in their own territory, forcing them to either make a big play or a big drive out of this thing.
And so it's going to be, I believe that is still Stewart. Now we're still in the I coming out. That's Freeman. Looks like Morgan back there. They had a little bit of a push right there by the Belaire offensive front. They're going to get what looks to be about 3 yards, taken down by a troop of Warriors there.
Yeah, and Hayden Evans was able to come off the edge and kind of make first contact around the line of scrimmage. But good, strong run there by Belaire to kind of fall forward and pick up 3.
That was Brody Knapp's coming off the field from his defensive end spot. Blaine Rodrigue coming in for him. Looks like you have Rodrigue, Luke Rougeau, and Noah Singleton and Gavin Knapp's up front for the Warriors. In the middle, Boudreaux and Bell. There's Hatton. He gets to the edge, gets run down by Matthew Bell. Looks like he's going to come up just short of the first down. That's going to bring up a 3rd and maybe about 1. So that time the Bengals were able to catch that edge.
Yeah, and number 2, Samaje Hatton kind of shows you his burst and his speed out there. Quick acceleration by him, so keep an eye on that. If you let him get on the outside, on the wide side of the football field, you might be in some trouble.
And so they're going to stick to that I formation, which they probably had the most success of the night so far in that. And I think they were trying to sneak it, and I do believe they got enough. A lot of Warriors were right in there, and I think Stewart just snuck that thing right up underneath a couple of the Warriors. So it's going to be out at the 26, first down for the Bengals. So they're able to convert right there on that 3rd down attempt.
Yeah.
Couple of new faces in there for the Warriors. That was Guy Woods now coming in to play defensive tackle. You're going to see that rotation all night long between those 2 defensive tackles. Stewart gets taken down before he is even able to get out of. I think he was trying to execute a play-action fake. And that was Guy Woods. Yep, Guy Woods just stormed right through there and was able to take down Stewart. And Stewart is going to kind of limp off the field a little bit, and Belaire calls a timeout, so we'll take a timeout with them. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. We'll be back. All right, we are back as the Belaire Bengals are facing a 2nd and 16 back at the 20-yard line after Guy Woods with the 6-yard loss, and Belaire took a just immediate timeout, 30 seconds before the hydration timeout. Now Mornier Johnson is in the game as a quarterback, and the back, I believe that's Morgan, is going to get taken down for another loss of about 3 yards this time, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 19.
Yeah, and the playbook shrinks here, Coach, and I don't think Belaire's a team that likes to air out the ball too much. So this ought to be, an opportunity for the Warriors to make a big stop and have them kind of backed up trying to punt. And probably another thing they don't like to do a whole lot is special teams, like you talked about.
Yeah, no, throwing the football is not Belaire's specialty. And so here we go with the 6-minute hydration timeout. We'll be back. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. All right, we are back. It will be 3rd and pretty long here for Belaire. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to come out in a 3-by-1. Looks like Mornier Johnson's still in the ball game. See if they decide to try to air this thing out or maybe try to run a draw play or something. No, they're going to hand it off. That looks like Freeman, and he is going to go absolutely nowhere. So I think Belaire kind of chose the conservative option there is just run, a play that they know they can execute and not turn over and you probably weren't going to get 19 yards right there.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a smart call. You're backed up inside your own 20. You don't want to give the Warriors the football in their own red zone ready to roll already. So I'm with you, Coach. I think that's probably the best thing they could have done there.
All right, so here we go. They're trying to punt, and they get a pretty decent punt off. DiStefano's there. He's got a lot of room to run, and there's going to be a flag thrown at about the 25-yard line. DiStefano got taken down way up high. I think that was a pretty unnecessary block right there at about the 25, as DiStefano had a lot of room. That's going to move him back probably 10 yards from that spot.
Yeah, and kind of a low kick, but very returnable ball, and I think DiStefano had a lot of room to run there. You're right.
And so we'll wait for the call from the white hat. Be a holding on St. Michael, and that'll bump us back 10 yards. So it looks like it'll be Warrior first down at about the 39-yard line of the Bengals. So a little better field position this time. Let's see if the Warriors can do something on offense. You're going to see kind of a Warriors coming out with a unusual 21 personnel. They usually don't come out with the 2 backs and the tight end. Well, I saw this a little bit in practice the other day. Centino's got the edge. He's got a lot of room. He just needs one block, and he runs out of bounds inside the 10-yard line at about looks like about the 9-yard line or about the 10.
Yeah,
he picked up 19 right there.
Just doing a great job of reading that backside defensive end. He kind of gets sucked in on the potential run play right there to Martinez, and Centino puts that thing in his belly, pulls it right out, takes it around the edge.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great read right there. So the Warrior first down. First one of the day. From the 10, 1st and goal. Martinez spinning again, Jeff. The the Bengals with a lot of penetration right there in the middle of the Warriors line, which is something we have not seen a lot this year because the Warrior offensive line has done a great job of blocking so far. But tonight, looks like they're having a little difficulty kind of picking up their assignments, and that could be a product of having a couple of guys out of position. This is Brant Bertrand's first game of the year. Big guy Woods moving over to left tackle. So see if the Warriors can get it kind of figured out here. Now taken down in the backfield. They try the sweep. That was number 11, Langston Collins, busting through off the edge and taking down Martinez for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, I think you're right, Coach. I think it's a combination of the size and the speed of Belaire's front, but also I think it's kind of getting those jitters out. You're playing a new position. Maybe you don't know that position all that well, so I think it's going to be getting the jitters out here. But the pressure came from outside there, so it's not just the interior of the line.
Yeah, and it was and Hayes Marino has been introduced as the tight end now for the first time. Marino now going both ways, and I don't think Marino's played offense in the last 3 years that we've been doing this. So it's kind of something new. Centino is going to roll out. He's going to throw it up. He's got Landry. Touchdown, Warriors.
And a good job there by Centino. He sees he's got his man wide open, just lofted up. I'm not going to try to make a superstar throw. I'm going to complete this pass for the touchdown. 6 points, Warriors.
So 15-yard touchdown pass from Preston Centino to Gavin Landry for the first score with 3:32 left to go in the first quarter.
I'm kind of surprised they're not coming out in the swinging gate here for this extra point a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot from the Warriors. And Mondello hits it up, and it's good. So with 3:32 left to go, it's 7-0 Warriors. And we'll be back. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network on YouTube. And we are back. Number 10, Tyreek Belaire. I believe that's number 6, Caleb Joseph, back deep for the Bengals. It'll be William Pele Mondello doing the kicking. The Warriors put the first score on the board, and Mondello boots it about 2 yards deep in the end zone for the touchback. It'll be first down and 10 at the Bengal 20-yard line as Belaire comes out for their third drive. Jeff, looks like the Warrior defense kind of bent a little bit right there, but then they kind of came back with a little bit of a vengeance and said, you know what, we gave you that first down, and now we're going to take it away.
Yeah, and I think if I'm the Belaire coaching staff, I'm kind of going back. What was our most successful play so far? It's getting number 2, Samaje Hatton, to the outside of the defense, to the edge, and so I think look for that this series to try to get him in space.
There's Hatton in the backfield. That Stewart's going to go in motion. They're going to hand it off to Stewart, and they're going to try to get the outside. And the Warriors do a great job of stringing that thing out. That's Hudson Foreman was the first to make contact out there. And that's exactly what his job is as that outside linebacker, to just either string that thing out or force that thing back inside. And he strung it out, and they pick it up, and they're going to give him a yard. They're going to give him out to the 21-yard line and make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, really, really well-defended play there by Hudson.
And so it looks like they're going with Johnson back at quarterback. Stewart started the game for the Bengals, and now they've gone back to their normal starter, Mornier Johnson. There's Hatton again as the pistol back with Freeman next to Johnson. Stewart's in the slot. Nope, correction, that's Morgan who was next to the quarterback, and they're going to hand Morgan the ball, and there it is. They're going hitting the outside, hitting the edge. That's where they've had the success that they've had. That's where it's been.
Yeah, and just what is that? A 5-yard pickup there. I mean, they've been successful trying to get to the outside edge. They really like the short side of the field for some reason, but I don't know if they're trying to set up something or what they got going on. But I think they'd have a lot more success going to the wide side of the field with one of these athletes they have.
Yeah, now we're going to have an injury timeout as we have a Belaire Bengal down over on their sideline. And so we'll take a brief timeout. This is Warrior Broadcast Network on YouTube. We'll be back. And I believe that was number 8, Trevion Frank, who was the injured Bengal over there on the sideline. Third down. And about 3 right here. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line. Same formation, except the back is just to the other side of now Stewart with the option pitch to Hatton. Great job by the Warriors out there. Hudson Foreman had some help out there with one of his friends. I think that was Brody Knaps out there, who did a good job of forcing that and just reading that pitch and not letting them get outside. So that'll bring up 4th down as they lose about 5 yards right there. So it'll be 4th and 8.
And there it is again. They kind of make a push on the early downs, get up close to the chains, and then the Warriors defense kind of flexes their muscles a little bit and pushes them back.
And a very, 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 very short punt that is going to roll out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Give me about a 5-yard punt, Jeff?
Yeah, and it looked like Hayden Evans was going to get a hand on that thing.
Yeah, that's one thing I think the Warriors are really going to emphasizing on special teams this week is going after those punts. They want to get another block and scoop and score.
Yeah, it looked great last week.
All right, so it's going to be first down Warriors here as they will have the ball on the 28-yard line. So it was a 6-yard punt out to the 28-yard line. This is McCarty split out to your near side. Warriors going to go back with their 21 personnel. Actually, they have 3 backs in the backfield with Matthew Bell as sort of the sniffer. And Martinez, Jeff, we haven't been able to get anything going on the ground right here.
Yeah, no, it's this front 7 from Belaire has been very surprising. I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. We haven't gotten a lot going at all outside of the Centino pull, and then it took a pass play to score in the last possession.
Yeah, I mean, right there, it looked like somebody just snuck right through one of the gaps and was just able to get Martinez down before he could be able to do anything. That is Martinez now lowering the boom on somebody. Finally got the edge.
They're going to get
first down Warriors. As Martinez picked up what looked to be about 8 yards right there. Ball down at the 17. The Warriors on the move as the clock is ticking down. 30 seconds to go here. Warriors are going to take another snap. Martinez kind of weaves his way up the middle. He finally found a little bit of a hole. He's going to get down to about the 12-yard line. 2nd and 5, and that'll be the end of the first quarter as the clock is now about to hit triple zeros. And there we go. So after 1, Warriors lead at 7-0 over the Bengals. We'll be back. This is Warrior Broadcast Network. And we are back as the second quarter is getting ready to get kick-started here. We'd like to thank another one of our sponsors, Raising Cane's, for their support of St. Michael High School. The Warriors going to come out in that three-back look. I'm calling it a three-back look, Jeff. I don't know if it's technically a three-back look, but we got 3 running backs in the backfield.
Yeah, the Sniffer and Bell.
Yeah, you got Naps and Martinez on either side of Centino. Martinez has finally found a little running room here on this drive. And there goes Martinez again. Just got tripped up. A flag is going to be thrown in the middle of all that humanity. Probably a hold.
I think you're right.
If I had to guess. That'll march it back 10 yards. Holding on the Warriors. So that'll bring them all the way back to probably about the 22-yard line and bring up a 2nd and 15. There's the only other thing that really can slow us down, Jeff, is committing penalties like that.
Yeah, and that's what you call a drive killer. I mean, luckily it came on 2nd down. It's relatively manageable. You kind of got a shot here to either pass it and try to make the sticks or to try to cut this thing in half and kind of make it a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7 situation.
And look, you got to give all the credit in the world right now to the Bengals. They are making it very difficult on this Warrior offense that has been kind of clicking the last 2 weeks, to be honest. There's Martinez, finally busts through. He gets back about 8 of those 10 penalty yards. He's going to make it what looks to be around about a 3rd and 7 here. So that was a good job on 2nd and long to kind of make this more of a 3rd and somewhat manageable situation. You'd rather be 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, but 3rd and 7 right here, maybe 3rd and 6. Not the worst thing in the world.
Anytime you're in 2nd and long because of penalty or a sack or whatever, anytime you can cut that in half for 3rd down, that's a win.
So Centino with 2 receivers. He's going to roll to his right. Nobody's open. Centino just ate it right there. It looked like he was trying to hit Landry on the corner route, and Landry just got held up right about the 10-yard line. Couldn't get off the jam.
Yeah,
down the field, and just nothing there, and Centino just ate it and took the big loss.
Look, they called a little rodeo roll out there, and credit again to the Bengals front. I mean, they got pressure on him, made it have to be a quick decision for him, and the Bengals secondary there had great coverage. There was no one open to throw to.
So here comes Mondello coming out for a 44-yard field goal. He's got the leg. There's no doubt. So there it is. It's up, and it looks like it's going to go just to the left. It had plenty of distance. It just didn't have the accuracy on it. So it'll be a turnover. It'll be Belaire ball.
Yeah, and it looked like Mondello had a weird jump on that. It was almost like he was leaning forward and kind of expecting the snap a little before it came. Kicking, especially from that distance, is all about rhythm. All about rhythm. And
so
any little thing can.
Yep, exactly. So the one thing about the high school rule is that ball goes all the way down to the 20-yard line. So, not a terrible decision right there from Coach Leger. Hey, if he's got the distance, let's take the shot, because now it's their Belaire ball at the 20-yard line and whistle being blown. See what's going on here. And again, they're making one of the Bengals, I think, come off the field for some reason. A couple of Bengals coming off the field, or is that Johnson's just going over to get the play?
Is that equipment again?
I don't know. I don't see Stewart
fooling
with anything.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that was. I mean, there's no penalty. Ball was set, ready to play, and they were about to run it, and the whistle just blew, and I don't get, almost like a free timeout.
Yeah.
Johnson gets the snap. He's going to toss it outside to Hatton. Nice job right there by Hudson Foreman to get a hand in the passing lane, and the ball went over Hatton's head. Foreman almost came up with that ball.
He did, and good job of they're trying to run that hang screen, and basically it's a sweep to your inside guy. Basically, you're throwing the ball out to the edge and saying, "Let's play the numbers game." It'll be one-on-one out there, and Hudson Foreman does a good job of busting through that middle receiver and being able to get, making a contested pass. Coming back out in the same look.
Johnson in the gun. Warriors showing some blitz right there. Grayson Boudreaux almost got there, and the screen was trying to be thrown to number 7, Freeman. If Freeman caught that, he was going to get immediately taken down by Hayden Evans, who read that thing perfectly and kind of got through the offensive lineman and was there to make that difficult, but it falls incomplete, so it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Bengals here.
An interesting
Jeff, it's
two facets.
Another interesting thing is you're taking probably your best offensive weapon off the field in Samaj Hatton on a 3rd and 10. Just kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's
Stewart in motion. They're going to hand it to him, and he's got nowhere to go.
That's Hayden Evans again.
Hayden Evans just was there waiting for Stewart, taken down for a 5-yard loss, and Stewart just gets up really slow right there. I mean, Jeff, there wasn't – nobody touched Hayden Evans on that.
And look, that's what I was about to say. I don't know if Hayden Evans just has a straight-up mismatch right now or if he's watched a ton of film, but he's getting some great jumps on stuff.
I don't think anybody was there to block him, personally.
Yep.
And so it's going to be another punt from the Bengals, and they're going to have to take a timeout as there's a lot of confusion over there on some special teams, and we'll go ahead and take a timeout with them. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network on YouTube. We'll be back. And we are back. Belaire going to punt. A little bit better punt right there. DiStefano's got some room. He's got the edge. And he gets slung down by number 15.
Hey, look,
Jalen Turner.
And I want to put up here for Hayes Marino, number 8. That guy turned his back to him, and a lot of high school football players are blocking him in the back right there. He held up immediately, hands in the air, not me. Great job, heads up thinking there by Hayes Marino.
Yeah, he saw what was in front of him as the gunner tried to spin and go and chase down DiStefano, and Marino had a chance to just light him up.
Yeah.
And like you said, in high school, those high school kids, a lot of them will take that chance to light that guy up right there. He had a lot of discretion. The Warriors coming out in their 21 personnel, 2 backs, 1 tight end. Martinez ran into the back of his blocker right there. He's going to pick up, looks to be about 4 yards down to the 21-yard line.
It'll be 2nd down, 6 yards to go.
Warriors going to come out 3-by-1 look to the near side here. Willett, DiStefano, and Landry. There's only 2 guys over here on 3, Jeff. Yep. They're going to toss it outside to Landry. If he doesn't bobble that a little bit, he's got a shot to just hit that gap and take that thing into the end zone. He just a little bit of a bobble on the catch.
Yeah,
I think he knew it too, Jeff. I think he knew they only had 2 guys. There was 3 receivers. There's only 2 defenders, and he just kind of maybe got a little too excited.
Yep, he's like, there's green grass. We got numbers. Yeah, good play call.
Same setup here, Jeff. They're going to toss it back out to Landry. He's
There
got
it
the
is.
edge. Touchdown, Warriors. They're going to throw the flag, and it's going to be a hold out here on probably on Damian Willett, who quite frankly didn't need to hold.
Yeah.
But he looked like he got his hands extended, maybe grabbed some cloth. It's pretty easy to see the white tug right there on the jersey.
Yeah.
And so we got a Belaire Bengal down. That Steward's going to get up and kind of hobble off the field or hobble back to his free safety position. So there's a drive killer again, Jeff. I mean, we had a touchdown scored, and we come out, and the penalty just brings it back.
Look, I think they're going to keep playing this formation until they prove they can guard it. Right now, they've got one dude with a safety shaded over on 3.
As I hear, well, now we're going to
remark it off.
Yeah, maybe from the spot of the foul. So it's going to be back to the 20-yard line. It'll be a second, or rather, be a first and 15, rather. So we have a timeout by the Warriors as Coach Leger is trying to talk to the White Hat. We'll be back after this timeout. It's Warrior Broadcast Network. And we are back. It'll be first and 15 for the Warriors at the 20-yard line. So same bunch formation out here. Looks like now they're going to bring a third guy. But I'll be honest with you, Jeff, you could run something right here where Landry just runs kind of a skinny post right back to the middle of the field, and there's nobody there. I don't think number 1 Stewart can get there. Now they're rolling a safety up. Yeah, they're going to toss it out again. And that time, Landry's taken down by number 9, Herman Revish. So we went to it three plays in a row, and Bengals finally figured it out.
Yeah.
But the only thing I was worried about too again was another holding call on that play by one of those receivers trying to spring Landry free. So we going back to the 2 backs, tight end formation, and there goes Martinez taken down deep in the backfield. That was number 15, Jalen Turner, who just shot through there completely untouched.
Yeah, and just a backer coming in free there. He gets a great – he's showing you he's coming a little bit pre-snap, but just comes in untouched.
So the Warrior offense that we've seen the last 2 weeks struggling a little bit here to kind of find their footing against what is a pretty unorthodox defense, as Centino tried to toss one up to Landry there. Looked like Landry got bumped off his route again, and that ball was almost picked off.
Yeah, I mean, you had a safety up top. You had the guy on Landry and then the outside corner.
So it'll be 4th down. Let's see what the Warriors decide to do right here from the 23-yard line. They're going to send out their special teams, send out Mondello.
Try it again.
It's just amazing that we've seen this Warrior offensive line absolutely dominate 2 opponents the last 2 weeks, and they just haven't been able to kind of figure out what the Bengals are doing so far tonight.
2 really good opponents.
Yeah, right. Mondello drills it. That one is good.
Such a weapon in high school football, man.
Oh, absolutely. That was a 40-yard field goal from Mondello. So with 6:59 left to go in the first half. Warriors 10, Bengals 0. We'll be back. And we are back here as Mondello has it teed up. Puts a big leg into it, and that's going to come up into the end zone again. I believe that was Morgan who fielded it, thought he was in the field of play, but it was for naught, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bengals out at the 20-yard line. So the defense has really kind of done their part. They've given up a little bit of yardage here and there, but they've responded on both times of coming back and really just knocking the Bengals backwards for some negative yardage.
Yeah, and just a strange game so far, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just really kind of weird. Johnson, quarterbacking, going to hand it off to, I believe that's Morgan. He got taken down for no gain. Yeah, that's Javion Morgan, who was running that time and just got chased down from the backside and taken down. So again, the Warriors are doing a good job where they've given up a couple plays on the outside, but really they've kind of fixed that problem.
Yeah, absolutely. They've tried to come back to the honey hole. Belaire has, and with not a lot of success.
So they're putting their three receivers into the boundary here again. Something that we noticed earlier, that they're really trying to putting their strength in here to this short side. They tried to roll Mornier Johnson out to the left side right there. They were trying to get Freeman, I think, to slip out into the flat, and nobody was there. So the Warriors will have a timeout here. Be that 6-minute hydration timeout, and we'll be back. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. All right, we are back as we have our hydration timeout. Jeff, I can't wait until the end of this month when we get rid of these hydration timeouts.
Yeah, it's it puts a damper on the flow of the game, and I know the kids. I don't know.
I heard it said on the little the post game show on 104.5 the other day that really, what's the point of the hydration timeout? The kids should be hydrating before the game. Them getting a little quick shot of water during the game isn't really going to be, hydration. It's just kind of to take a break more than anything. Nice little pass right there to Stewart. Johnson had a Warrior right in his face, right in his grill, and he was able to deliver it to a pretty good strike to Stewart on that slant.
Yeah, and Stewart, your other quarterback who started the game for you, it looks like they're going back to Mornier Johnson like you talked about, because I think LeBron Stewart's one of their better athletes on the outside, playmakers with the ball in his hand. To me, it looks like Samaje Hatton and LeBron Stewart are your two go-to guys.
And so Johnson will be flanked by Freeman and Hatton. It's Stewart and Frank over here to the near side. Hatton is going to split out. Rather, that's Morgan in the backfield. Morgan got the carry. Good job out there by Blaine Rodrigue to force Morgan back to the inside. Boudreaux got over there to make the tackle, and Rodrigue fell back on the inside and picked up the assist as well. Couple-yard gain, but it could have turned into something more than what it was if it wasn't for Rodrigue kind of forcing that back inside and just doing his job as a defensive end.
Yeah, Blaine Rodrigue does a great job there, kind of going back and forth with him, and the guy, he tries to cut back in, doesn't give it to him, tries to go outside, doesn't give it to him, holds off long enough for his platoon of Warriors to get there.
So same thing, Hatton is going to go out wide, fumbled snap, ball still on the ground. I think Morgan fell on it So a self-inflicted wound right there for the Bengals after they had a little bit of something going. That's going to bring them all the way back to the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up a third and 17 here.
17 to go.
So as the Bengals had a little bit of something going, they with that self-inflicted wound right there, just a bad snap. I don't know if Johnson wasn't ready for it or if he just missed it. It was a little hot to the up and to the left right there, but good for the Warriors right there. It pushes them back. Big third down right here, 3rd and long. Same thing. They're going to motion Hatton out. They're going to hand it inside to Joseph. Joseph is not going to get much at all. He picks up, I think he picked up about 3 yards. They're going to give him out to the 33-yard line, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 14.
Yeah, and he got a little bit ahead of steam there, and shout out to Matthew Bell. Just fills that hole, stops him like a brick wall.
He ran into a wall right there. That's number 46, Angel Lopez, back there doing the punting.
Punting for the Bengals, number 46, Angel Lopez.
Bad snap, Lopez. Blocked by
Hayden.
Hayden Evans with the block and the scoop and score. Touchdown, Warriors.
There you go, Coach, and you emphasized it on the last punt. I said Hayden Evans almost got back there. You said, I think they want to get after the football on the punt, see another scoop and score. There it is. Hayden Evans answers the prayer.
Hey, but this time Hayden Evans not only got the block, but he scooped it up and took it in.
And look, smooth with it, too. There was
he
no
did.
Shuffling around with it. Great job, Hayden Evans.
He almost looked like a middle infielder coming through the ball right there and fielding one, except this time he fielded that football and ran it in for 6.
And I can't help but stand up after stuff like that, man. I'm just fired up.
Yeah, man, that was good stuff. That kind of got the crowd going a little bit as they kind of had not a whole lot really to cheer for, as it's kind of been a little stagnant. But that was a big play by the Warriors. And flag going to be thrown. See what the penalty is going to be. A substitution infraction on the Bengals. Let's see if the Warriors elect to stick with the swinging gate or just send out their offense right here. They're going to stick with the special teams. Going to stick with the swinging gate. We may see maybe a different play right here as Martinez went in motion. Jeff, the Bengals to me look like they're doing a pretty good job of matching up numbers here.
Yeah,
Hamilton's got nothing. He had nothing right there. Again, the Bengals did a really good job of matching up numbers right there. When you run in that swinging gate, you're really just kind of looking to see if the other team isn't going to match up those numbers, and they were able to do it. So with 3:14 left to go here in the first half, Warriors 16, Bengals 0. We'll be back. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. All right, we are back as William Pele Mondello about to get teed up here. See if he can boot another one into the end zone. And he does. He gets another driving kick. It's going to be fielded in the field of play. Look like Morgan went into the end zone a step, but since he fielded it in the field of play, they're going to allow him to run it out. And he gets a pretty good bit of yardage out to about the 35-yard line. So Mondello just comes up short of putting it into the end zone right there. So it'll be first down for the Bengals at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, good little kick return there, and had a couple of times where I was holding my breath. Is he going to bust this thing wide open?
He kind of bounced it a couple times, and the Warriors were able to kind of rally and tackle right there. Sometimes when you got that kicker who just kind of consistently can put it in the end zone, you're a little bit surprised when it doesn't go in the end zone.
Yep.
And sometimes that can turn into a huge kick return. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Bengals here at the 35-yard line. And, Jeff, that crowd is filled in pretty good here at Olympia Stadium. Missed tackle on the outside by Naps, but a nice job out there. I believe that was Matthew Bell was able to scrape across the top and cut off the running back before he was able to get too many yards, and Naps kind of folded back and was able to make the tackle. Hayden Evans was there as well. So that's looks to be about a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. It could have been much more. That'll be Stewart coming to the slot over here, back to each side of Johnson. Here comes a motion from Hatton again. They're going to throw it out here at some point, and Travion Frank took off just a little bit early.
And I think you're exactly right, though, Coach, going back to before the penalty. I think they're going to throw it out there at some point. That's got to be a setup.
I mean, you just got to believe at some point they're not going to send – I mean, I think we agree Hatton looks like the most dangerous player on their offense, and they really haven't gotten him the ball. So you gotta figure at some point they're going to try to get him the ball in space, but they just haven't done it yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah. He had that one big 8 or 9 yard run in the first possession, and they tried to give him the ball on a swing pass.
Now this is interesting. Now they got Freeman, the fullback, split all the way out here. They're going to throw it into the slant again to Stewart, who caught it. And he starts to run backwards, and he picked up about 8 yards and then ran back about 3.
Yeah,
so that was a 4-yard pickup right there. He caught that ball and got all the way out to the 42 and then ran backwards to the 37.
Yeah, and you see that a lot because everybody wants to make the big play and to do the freak thing that's going to end up on the newscast at 10 o'clock. Sometimes, man, just take it, put your head down, pick up another 2, and life goes on.
Yeah, take what they're going to give you.
Yeah.
But good thing right there, the Warriors 3rd and 9 now on defense, trying to get another big stop here. Johnson going to try to drop back and throw it down the field, and he doesn't have any chance at all.
Johnson brought down on the play.
I believe that was number 78, Luke Rougeau, along with number 13, Gavin Naps, in there for the sack. The big sack for the Warriors pushed them back 4 yards. It'll bring up a 4th and 14 as Angel Lopez coming back out. I can tell you right now who is loving the fact that this is another punt. Hayden Evans is just foaming at the mouth right here to get another one.
Yeah, he's ready to roll.
He can't wait. You can see he's already trying to rev the engine up and get after another one.
There he is.
And here he comes. Oh, he just missed it again. Lopez got a knuckleball off that hit and is going to roll down dead at the Warrior 40-yard line. Evans just missed another one, Coach.
Man, he was close on the first punt of the game. I mean, all 3 punts, he's been right there.
Yeah, so it'll be first down Warriors at the 40-yard line. We only have 26.9 seconds left. Let's see if the Warriors try to go into a hurry up here and maybe try to get a couple of chunk plays, maybe to set up another Mondello field goal attempt.
Yeah, got a couple of timeouts.
Nope, they're going to go ahead and just end it, take the knee, going to go into the halftime.
Warriors take a knee to end the quarter.
And I'd be interesting. I would love to be a fly on the wall down there to see what the coaching staff is going to talk to the team about when it was really just kind of a disjointed first half. And we never really got into a flow of anything. On really either side of the ball. The defense kind of got their footing a little bit, but there were some plays that I'm sure Coach Guidry wants to have back. but the offense just never really got going in the first half. And so hopefully the Warriors can come out, make some adjustments, but we'll be back. And this is the Warrior Broadcast Network here on YouTube. And tonight we have a special guest, Principal Miss Ellen Lee, with a very important and exciting announcement about some great things going on at St. Michael High School. So, Miss Lee, take it away.
I'm very excited to announce that St. Michael High School will soon be doing some extraordinary campus improvements. The practice field in the back of our school is a site for our new building project, our Warrior Stadium. We will have a turf field, an 8-lane track, a place for field events, a concession stand, a press box, bleachers, restrooms, and so much more. You will soon see construction equipment on our campus as we build our campus of tomorrow. Please help us on this inspiring journey to complete our campus by praying for the success of this project. Next year at this time, we hope to have our first home varsity game at our new Warrior Stadium on Monitor Avenue. So please join us in praying for the success, and go Warriors!
That is a truly, truly exciting thing, Miss Lee, and thank you very much for spearheading that and getting that going and announcing that tonight. We cannot wait for it.
We're ready. We're ready.
Yes,
we'll be ready
ma'am.
next year.
Thank you very much. And that was Principal Miss Ellen Lee with a truly, truly, truly exciting announcement about our new Warrior Stadium going up on campus. And we'll be back after the halftime show. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. All right, we are back as both teams have now hit the sideline, gotten their halftime adjustments taken care of, gotten their few-minute warm-up period done, and we are about getting ready to get it started again. The Warriors will receive to start the second half, and Jeff, as we said, going into halftime, it's just kind of a disjointed first half. Just really nothing ever flowed, nothing ever really kind of got going on offense. We hit a couple of plays, couple of penalties really kind of hurt us, and it's really just kind of been just a real slow looking process on offense.
Yeah, particularly on offense. Like you said, it was disheveled. We never really got anything going. It was, one or two big plays that got us that first touchdown. You had one made field goal, one missed field goal. The other score was a scoop and score on a blocked punt. We never really got to create those drives that you kind of saw last week. We were dominant on the offensive side of the ball, systematically moving the ball down the field, 5, 6, 7-minute drives. We haven't seen that yet tonight. I'm excited to see what kind of adjustments the coaching staff made at half.
I think if we can clean up some of those penalties, we're definitely going to be in a little bit better place right here. So another a little, I guess, kind of squib kick.
Wow.
Johnny McCarty nails it. He's going to take it all the way down to just shy of the 15-yard line. McCarty picks it up and just takes off straight up the middle of the field. Looked like Lopez tried I guess we're going to call that we'll call it a squib kick. It might have been an onside attempt. And McCarty just scooped it up and just took it down to the 15-yard line. He picked it up at about the 40-yard line and got all the way down to the 15 and just got caught from behind right there. I thought he was going to take it all the way, man.
Yeah, what a play there by Johnny McCarty. And at the end of the play, all his boys are hopping all over him, and he's yanking his hair out like, man, I was one step away. Man, Johnny McCarty, great heads-up football play.
About a 45-yard return right there from McCarty. So Centino loses the ball on the fake. And again, Jeff, it's just the operation just kind of something off right now on the Warrior offense. We got a injured Bengal down there, but I mean that was the snap was okay. He tried to stick it in the belly. I don't know if it was a play action pass. I don't know if it was just a pull on a read, but the ball just hit John Martinez right in the hip, and there's on the ground, and one of the Bengals scoops it up at the 20-yard line. So first down now for the Bengals.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach, kind of the reoccurring theme here is like the drive killers. We've called them the self-inflicted wounds to ourselves. You get this, I don't want to call it a gift, but this huge play from Johnny McCarty to open the second half. You rumble all the way down into the red zone, and then you come out on the first play and just a mistake, a self-inflicted mistake. Nothing Belaire did there. It was confusion or whatever happened there, bad play on our end, and you give them the football back to start the second half.
And I mean, all you can do is just tell your team, all Coach Leger and Coach Kling can do is just tell his offense, hey guys, look, we got to clean up the execution right here. It's just, we know we can do it because we've dominated the last 2 weeks on offense. It's just a matter of kind of maybe focusing in a little bit and kind of just really concentrating a little bit more at this particular point in time. If you're up 16-0. You don't want to rest on this 16-0 lead because the Bengals, like I said, they could come back with a big play here at any moment to cut this to a one-score game, and then you're back in a real ball game. And so the defense has to come out right here as the Bengals have it on their 20-yard line.
Yeah, and we talked about it in pregame, Coach. This is not a team that you want to let hang around into the second half. You're up 2 scores, but like you said, you're a play away from it being a one-score ball game, and this is not a team athletically, especially the way they're playing football tonight, that you want to let hang around in a one-score game.
And so the theme of this game, the unforced errors continue as the Bengals get hit with a delay of game right there coming off the turnover. But there's Morgan picking his way down the field. He's going to pick up about 10 yards, getting out to the 25 to the 26-yard line. He picked up 11 right there to make it a 2nd and 4.
Second down, 5 to go.
And so Belaire comes out and kind of hits the Warriors right in the mouth, and it's time for the Warriors to kind of respond a little bit. And I can tell you right now what the coaching staff is telling them to do. They're telling them to wake up. Another handoff. Morgan hits it hard, and he's going to take it all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Brought down by an army of Warriors.
He's going to pick up 9.
Gain of 9, that'll be a Bengals first down.
Man, we got some Warrior alumni checking in on the YouTube channel live chat. Thanks you guys for interacting. We got Peyton Bro, Cameron Andre, Chris Reed, former LSU Tiger Chris Reed.
Professional hitter Chris Reed.
Yep, longtime punter, field goal kicker, safety for the Warrior football team, that team that started 3-0 back in 2014.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, and everybody else who's out there in Warrior land for tuning in. Ball thrown. They're going to call pass interference on a pass that literally went up the numbers as the receiver was running down the sideline. It wasn't anywhere near the receiver. But there's no uncatchable in high school. But that wasn't even – nobody had a chance to catch that thing. The receiver is literally running down the sideline, and Mornier Johnson throws it inside the numbers.
Yeah.
But you get the pass interference call, and so another mistake by the Warriors here, just giving the Bengals some life. Defense is due for a big play right here, Jeff.
Yeah, they absolutely are. A takeaway or a big stop in the backfield.
Ball, there it is.
Takeaway.
There it is. The big play. The Warrior defense comes up with it. Sometimes as a defense, you can giveth the yards and then you can taketh away the football, and that's what they did right there. Come up with the big play with the fumble recovery at the 45-yard line of the Bengals. And so now it's time for the Warrior offense to get things in gear and put one in the end zone right here.
Man, Coach, I think that if manifestation is real, you just did that on that turn.
I mean, look, it's sometimes you just get lucky making a call like that. So we got a little interesting development here on offense. Looks like Doug Kelly is going to go in to play left tackle. I don't know if that's hopefully it's not an injury thing for Guy Woods. It may just be kind of a giving him a rest thing. Toss outside. Martinez puts his shoulder down, runs through a couple arm tackles.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty good play
Good
call.
Get
your guy to the outside.
Yep.
I mean, like the call there a lot to start off the drive and a big pickup of 7.
Yeah, that was just a play to give Guy Woods a little bit of a blow. He just came back in as the Warriors pick up about 7 yards right there to bring up a 2nd and 3, and that's what they needed right there. Just maybe that's the spark they need to kind of get them going.
And here you go in the chat. You got Cameron Andre, former St. Michael Tennis State champion, Coach Saylor, the Oracle.
Hey, sometimes you just get lucky. Martinez.
Nice hard run.
With a big play right there. First down, Warriors. Again, we appreciate all you out there watching on YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones, your former classmates to tune in. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe as well. There's the pull. Santino up the middle, gets drugged down from behind.
And I think John Martinez was a little surprised by that pull. He left it in there about as long as you could and then yanked it at the last second. Good decision on the pull, picks up 6.
You know what, Jeff? Santino just continues to remind me of Brandon Fields and the carry vulturing that would go on out there. And the handoff, Martinez does a great job of getting around number 54, McDaniel, who almost grabbed him in the backfield. Again, McDaniel just shoots through almost untouched. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Martinez gets down to the 22-yard line, and a couple of those Belaire defenders are starting to get up kind of slow off the turf after these tackles.
Yeah, and that's what a sustained drive does, Coach. I mean, you wear out that defense.
A lot of guys going both ways for both teams, honestly, Jeff.
Yep. Especially our guys up front.
Yeah, Centino changing the play now with his offensive line. The fake, the pull. Centino is going to get through the middle. Nice pickup. First down, Warriors again. Out to the 16-yard line, so he gets about 6 on that carry.
And I like the call there, and I like Centeno kind of just taking the ball in his own hand, saying we only need 2 yards here. I'm calling my own number. I'm going to pick this thing up. Great job by Preston.
Warriors kind of moving a little bit quicker pace right here. Martinez up the middle, burst through for another good gain.
And, Coach, may be premature here, but the interior of the offensive line has come out looking a lot better here these last 4 or 5 plays. There's been some push.
I do believe they probably received a little bit of pumping up at halftime with some encouragement from the coaching staff, if you know what I mean.
I think you're exactly right.
Cut back by Martinez. Great job of seeing that hole to the backside. Touchdown, Warriors. He punches it in from about 10 yards out. Jeff, that was a really, really nice run right there from Martinez. That play started out kind of going to the right, and then he saw that hole open up back to the left side, stuck his foot in the ground, hit that hole, and just ran through a couple arm tackles and fell into the end zone to make it 22-0 with 7:35 left to go here in the third quarter. Mondello on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So with 7:35 left to go here in the third, Warriors 23, Bengals 0. We'll be back. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network on YouTube. And we are back. Mondello's got it teed up at the 40-yard line. See if he can punch this into the end zone again. Old Pele out there. And a knuckleball that falls short of the 15. He missed that one, Coach. Morgan picks it up. And nice tackle right there on special teams by the Warriors. Good coverage.
Number 27 on Belaire got away with a hold there on number 56, Luke Hillman.
Yeah, he got a
Away
whole
from the
bunch
ball.
of jersey
Yeah.
and no flag there. He tried to mug Luke Hillman.
Far away from the play. I mean, I guess Stripes didn't see it, but I saw it for you, Luke.
Johnny McCarty going to come out and play a little defense here as Hayden Evans comes off the field. I don't know if that's just to get a quick rest or if there's something going on. He's going to go see the trainer. Hopefully he'll be okay. Hey, Evans has played a really good football game tonight.
Really great season so far
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
Hayden Evans.
After sustaining that injury in the scrimmage. Morgan off the right side. Little off-tackle play. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a lead play, but Freeman just kind of went out there and really just blocked air over there on the right side. His coach is kind of talking to him right now, trying to get it straight of what exactly he was trying to do. We have an injury on the field. One of the Bengal players is down. Looks like it could be just a cramp. Again, like we just mentioned right there on the Warrior drive, we've seen a lot of these Bengal players get up kind of slow off the turf. A lot of their guys are playing both ways out there. So we'll take a brief timeout, and we'll be back. This is Warrior Broadcast Network. And that was Morgan coming up off the turf. So the Bengals have it 2nd and 6, coming out in that I formation again. Turn around, hand it off to Joseph, I think this time. He's got the edge. Going to get run out of bounds by Knox Poirier and Gavin Landry. Yeah. And that's on the side that Hayden Evans has vacated.
I think Caleb Joseph is going to have some words in the huddle with number 8, Trevion Frank. He's kind of got the last block out there on the edge and just kind of shuffles in front of him, doesn't touch anybody. He just could have picked up another 5 there.
Blocking some air out there.
Yep.
I will tell you this, when they get in that I formation, they are covering up their tight end on this side, so it'll be interesting to see if they, Warriors don't have to worry about their tight end releasing for a pass, because if he does, it's an illegal. Now, Grayson Boudreaux with what looks like probably a cramp. He's doing the stiff leg right there. Like that calf probably cramped up pretty good.
Man, that got him good. He popped right up and then goes, oh.
Yeah, he went. He felt it immediately grab him in that calf region and just started doing the little hop right there. Coach Leger having to act as his own trainer tonight, as Coach Reagan Skidmore is not here tonight. Jeff, it's all about that pregame hydration, man. During the week, you gotta just keep drinking fluids, and even when you think you've drank enough, you just got to keep drinking some more.
In the words of former head coach Paul Varnado, he would tell us, if you're thirsty, you're wrong.
Words of wisdom.
If you get to the point where you're thirsty, you're wrong.
Well, there are some places that in the bathroom they put up the little chart there.
Yep.
So
color-coded.
Yeah, the color-coded chart to let you know whether you're hydrated enough. And that's going to be Leandre Dixon trotting out there to take that middle linebacker spot, as Boudreaux hopefully will get back in here in just a minute. But he's going to walk back here to the training table. Staying in that I formation. They're going to toss it up outside to the 30-yard line. Mornier Johnson tried to complete a pass to the 30-yard line, as now Matthew Bell has got to go get Hudson Foreman out of the face of one of the Bengal players. That's the last thing we need is to have some kind of unsportsmanlike or personal foul called on a incomplete pass 30 yards down the field.
To make it third down.
Right. Yeah. Now 3rd and 2 for the Bengals. And this is where you want to put them. They've shown that that it's kind of what the scouting report on them is true. They are not a team that is going to put the ball in the air with a lot of success. The most success they've had is and batted down at the line of scrimmage. I think that was either Big Noah Singleton or Hudson Foreman that just swatted that thing away like he was Dikembe Mutombo back in the day, and the paint just no.
I mean, he sent that thing 10 yards back.
Yeah, he did. Spiked it like a volleyball. sign him up. Yeah, shout out to the Lady Warrior volleyball team who's gotten off to an 8-2 start.
Wow.
Coach, you should come out and check them out, man. They are a really, really good looking team.
I'll have to do that.
Or you know what you could do? You could check them out on the Warrior Broadcast Network on YouTube.
I might do that from the comfort of my home in Youngsville, Louisiana.
Yeah, Monday they have a big district match against South Baton Rouge rival Parkview Baptist. That's always an interesting one.
Yep.
Anytime the Warriors take on Parkview in anything, so tune in here on the Warrior Broadcast Network as we'll have some Lady Warrior volleyball next week. On Monday, Parkview at home. Then on Tuesday, we'll travel with the Lady Warriors over to Woodlawn High School for another South Baton Rouge, kind of neighborhood-ish rivalry.
Yeah, that's two next week that are just within
right
10 minutes of campus.
Yeah, and then on Thursday, back at the battleground, back at St. Michael in the gym against Ascension Catholic on Thursday for some Lady Warrior action, and then next Friday. We'll be over on the campus of Broadmoor High School as the Warriors staying in district play, taking on the Broadmoor Buccaneers, who's, that's a rival, man. That's a team that has always given the Warriors fits, and so we'll have to see what happens over there at Broadmoor next week. We got a little bit of business to finish up here. So a new punter in, DeStefano fields it. He's got a little room straight ahead, going to get across the 40. That was Stewart. LeBron Stewart, who's done a little bit of everything, played some quarterback, played some receiver, now doing a little punting, playing some free safety. I mean, just a little bit of everything out there to sort of the Swiss Army knife for the Bengals. Another Bengal down on the field at about the 42-yard line, just kind of rolling around in some pain. We'll go ahead and take a timeout, injury timeout here. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. We'll be back. And that is Jontarius Carter, who was the injured Bengal right there. I'd like to give a quick shout out before I forget. We got our new public address announcer, Mr. Coach Billy Reeves, up here joining us in the booth tonight. Billy doing a great job as the new PA announcer. That was Gavin Knaps on a carry. So after an injury timeout, we will now hit the 6-minute hydration timeout. So we'll go ahead and take a hydration timeout as well. This is Warrior Broadcast Network. And we are back. It'll be Warrior 2nd and 2 at the 50-yard line after Gavin Knaps carried it for about 8 yards. 6 minutes left to go here in the third. Warriors up 23-0. Knaps carries it again, breaks the tackle. He's going to get all the way down to the 41-yard line. Another 9-yard carry. First down, Warriors.
Good hard run there by Knaps.
Gavin Knaps has been out there on defense playing pretty much just about most of the snaps at defensive end. He gets in there and says, man, give me the ball, coach. is making most of his opportunity. There's Naps again, just pounding it up the middle,
And he's a
carrying
load.
tacklers for a 12-yard gain. First down, Warriors.
He is an absolute load, Coach.
Yeah, he is. Actually, about a 13-yard pickup right there. Naps is feeling it right now. See if they just keep feeding him. There's a couple of guys running off. They don't get off in time. Flag is going to be thrown. Illegal participation. The Bengals tried to run a couple of linemen off, and the Warriors said, "You know what? We're going to go fast."
A good heads-up play there by Preston Centino, noticing that, getting your guys set, calling for the ball, taking the penalty.
And I do think that's been something that's kind of got the Warriors kickstarted a little bit. Is they've gone to not a hurry up, but they've gone to a little more tempo right here. Maybe just kind of try to get in a rhythm, and that's really what they've been able to do so far on these last two drives is get in that rhythm. Naps, little bit of steam taken off of that run. He looks like he's a little bit tired right here.
We got another
couple of Bengals down on the turf. A Warrior down on the turf. They're just dropping like flies out there. Hopefully nothing more than a couple cramps. I think that's number, can't catch the number for the Warriors. Is that number 57 center?
Looks like
Nathan Bell. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like they're stretching out two of them.
But unfortunately, he's going to have to come off, and that'll be, I can see right now, Luke Hillman's getting some snaps, who's the backup center with Preston Centino. So we'll take an injury timeout. We'll be back. This is Warrior Broadcast Network. That was Morgan and Hollins down for the Bengals as both kind of got up and left the field under their own power. Nathan Bell also coming off under his own power. After the substitution infraction on first down, the Warriors picked up just a couple. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Luke Hillman now in at center. Good snap right there. You always worry about that. Naps again. He just kind of falls forward. A couple of guys, again, getting up a little slow.
Man.
It's been every snap for the last couple of snaps, Coach, where guys are just getting up slow. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Warriors are going to hustle to the line. Ball's at the 19. They need the 18-yard line for a first down. See if they go to Martinez here. And they got him to jump. That was the near side defensive end. Jumps. I think that's number 57.
Which will give us a Warrior first down.
A Kyrie Chopin was the one that jumped.
The 1st and 10.
And he immediately gets subbed out for number 11, Langston Collins coming back in. Warriors moving at tempo again. Handoff. Martinez outside. Had a little bit of lane, and nice job by a Bengal defender to cause that indecision right there from Martinez.
I think you're right, Coach. I think if he hits that hard and commits to the outside, I think he had a little lane. He kind of checked up, thought maybe he could cut inside, and by then kind of the lane closed. But
yeah, if he just turns the jets on and tries to get to the corner, I think he's got a pretty good little pickup right there. But he thought he saw a cutback, I think, and just nothing was there. Same formation for the Warriors. Handoff Naps, but pulled the pitch to Martinez, who gets stuck by Hatton.
And the pitch was a little behind. Great job of Martinez to reach back behind him and get that ball into his chest, because what you wouldn't like to see here is you're knocking on the end zone door and you turn the ball over. Good job by John Martinez.
Martinez is feeling it. He's kind of squatting down at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the white hat.
He's going to have to come out. I don't know if it's his arm or what that he's kind of favoring right there, but he got stuck by Hatton. It's going to be Knox Poirier coming in to spell Martinez. And here we go. We talked about this a little bit in pregame. You know, who is going to be the guy to come in if John Martinez, has to come out of the game, and it's Knox Poirier going into the backfield. The fake, Centino just has to get rid of it, throws it to nobody. I'm waiting for a flag to be thrown here. No flag.
Yeah, if there's no flag, that's a good smart play by Centino.
Yeah, there was no receiver over there. There was nobody open. That'll bring up 4th down. So Mondello going to come on for another field goal attempt. Ball's going to be spotted at the 18-yard line. So it'll be a 28-yard field goal here for Martinez for Mondello from the right hash. Snap is good. It's up and right through. So with 3:14 left to go here in the third, Warriors 26, Bengals 0. We'll be back. This is Warrior Broadcast Network. And we are back. Mondello's got it teed up, ready for the kickoff. Puts it to it. Another kind of line drive kick. Morgan's back there trying to pick it up as it's rolling on the ground around the 5-yard line. He's got a little bit of a seam, and he takes it out to around the 25 to the 26-yard line. So that's where the Bengals will get this drive started.
Good tackle there by Peyton Dawson.
And Peyton Dawson getting down there on special teams. So first down, Bengals. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 26. Looks like the Warriors are going with Rodrigue, Rougeau, and Singleton, along with Naps on the up front. Good to see Grayson Boudreaux back out there after that cramp on the last defensive series for the Warriors. Also, Hayden Evans back out there. Handoff inside. Morgan spins off of a tackle, but is taken down. Ball comes out, but it was after the whistle. Naps in there. Matthew Bell in there. Knox Poirier got in there at some point.
And a good little shake and bake there by number 5, Javian Morgan.
Yeah, he kind of took it inside and then sort of gave the old spin move back to the outside, but the Warriors were able to kind of rally and recover. I formation again for the Bengals here. They've kind of stuck to this for the most part tonight. It's been kind of their best. Ball right into the belly of Stewart. That was a decent pass right there, and Stewart had a lot of room to run off that slant.
All right, Warrior Nation, it's 3rd down.
So Warriors now 3rd and 9. See if they can get another big stop right here.
Crowd getting into it a little bit.
Johnson going to drop back. He's going to try that slant again. It was a slant and go this time. The flag gets thrown.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little tied up there. I think at the last second, Hayes Marino tries to turn his head and make a play for the ball. It was just a little too late.
I really thought that was some legs getting tied up right there because Marino did get his head back around. I mean, there was a little bit of contact before he turned his head, but I just
looked like legs.
I'm just not sure about that. It's just that's just an assumption call right there. You're just going to throw that flag just because you think maybe there was pass interference. I don't really think there was anything wrong there, but that'll be a first down for the Bengals out to the 42-yard line. This is absolutely the most penalties the Warriors have had all year tonight. Hatton, nothing doing there. He ran into a wall of Warriors.
And I think that's only the third touch for Samaje Hatton. So,
hey, you know, we're just two guys up here kind of talking about a football game. They're the coaches down there. But, you know, Hatton seems to be kind of the most just explosive of the guys over there. And he's, again, like you said, that might be his third touch of the game. But the Warriors did a great job right there just identifying that stretch play. And so there's a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout with 1:43 left to go in the third. This is Warrior Broadcast Network. And here we go. We are back at it. It is 2nd and 12. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line after a timeout. Yeah, this is one of those games where, you know, if you're a coach, you're just frustrated. Like you know this should be a game that probably should be completely out of hand right now at about the 1:43 mark, but there's just been a lot of just disjointedness. The penalties, that's going to be something I know Coach Leger is going to get with his team and just say, guys, we can't hurt ourselves like that with penalties and just some of the silly kind of things. Ball is batted up in the air. I think that was a lineman that came down with it.
I think it was.
53 Bays comes down with probably his first reception of his life.
Yeah.
Right there.
Shout out to that young man.
Yeah, I mean, it turned out to be a loss of 5 yards. So 3rd down and 17 now.
But to your point, Coach, you brought it up. This was a game, and we talked about it during pregame, where we thought by this point or by the start of the fourth quarter, you're going to start to see some of these younger guys get in, get some playing time, and you can kind of start to see what kind of depth you have on your team. And the way it's going right now, I don't know if we're going to see that.
Snap. Mornier Johnson breaks the pocket but is run down. Nice job right there by Blaine Rodriguez, who kind of got up the field on that far side, but then folded back and retraced his steps to bring Johnson down for just a short gain on a 3rd and long right there. And the Warriors' defense is really kind of held up, minus a couple of pass interference penalties that have kind of extended some drives here.
No, I think the defense played very, very well today. I mean, they had in the first couple of drives, they had a couple of big plays that kind of took me aback for a second, but they responded. They didn't break, and here in the second half, they look really strong. Yeah,
they just, again, they just kind of hadn't been able to get that rhythm on offense. And so here we are heading into the fourth quarter, and we're up 26-0. So we'll be back after a brief timeout. Thank you for FabCon for supporting and sponsoring our third quarter and your support of St. Michael High School. But we'll be back for the fourth quarter. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. And we are back as it's going to be Stewart back to punt again. See if Hayden Evans can come off that far side, that left side of the Bengal punt team, and get another one here. Pretty decent punt. DeStefano fields it, heads up the middle of the field, gets a decent little chunk of yardage right there. It'll be first down Warriors at the 47-yard line. Jeff, this is the chance right here for the Warriors to kind of put something together and really kind of come out of this really kind of feeling pretty good that, hey, all right, you know, it wasn't our best showing on offense, but we kind of put together something right towards the end of the game and really kind of established ourselves again in what we really know this Warrior offense can be. I mean, really a dominant force.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see a 7 to 10 play drive that ends with punching it in for a score.
Martinez bounces it. That's a good job right there by Martinez just to bounce off the initial hit, and he's going to get all the way out to the 42-yard line, pick up about 11 yards. So that's a good start to the drive right there, 11-yard pickup from Martinez, who, it just quite frankly is good to see him come back on the field after he took a pretty big shot right there towards the end of the last possession.
Absolutely great to see him back out there.
In the pistol now. Martinez on the stretch play, gets the edge. They're going to get ridden out of bounds after picking up 4 yards.
Yeah, 5. We're giving them 5. And, Coach, I wanted to take the time to tell you how happy it makes me to be here for the first home game of the season. We got a great squad up here. You already mentioned Billy Reeves on the PA in the press box. We got Miss Watkins and some students from her media class. It's just, man, it's fun to do these home games, be in the booth together during timeouts. We get to talk and cut up a little bit. It's a great time.
100%, man. These are good times right here. Martinez cuts it all the way back to the left side. Going to pick up just a little bit on that 2nd and 5 carry. Maybe make it 3rd and about 4.
And you'd love to see him convert here.
So we got some stats through the third quarter I just received. Martinez had 17 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown through 3 quarters. Gavin Knapp's had 5 carries for 34 yards, and that was all on one drive. Centino had 7 carries for 33 yards and a touchdown, or rather, a fumble that really wasn't really his fault. That was on that snap, or that missed exchange there. So first down, Warriors of John Martinez takes it forward. Centino up through the third quarter was 3 of 4 for 22 yards and a touchdown. And then William Mondello, 2 out of 3 on the field goals. Over there for the Bengals through 3 quarters, Caleb Joseph had 4 carries for 29 yards as another Belaire Bengal just hit the deck. I don't know if that's a cramp or what's going on, but Javian Morgan, 14 carries for 17 yards. Put the ball on the ground 3 times. Mornier Johnson has 3 carries for 4 yards. Stewart, 5 carries for -1, and Samaj Hatton 4 carries for -3. Moynier Johnson is 3 of 9 through the air for 9 yards, and that'll about do it for the stats there for the Bengals. But I think the stat that we're going to look at that I'm kind of looking for is the penalties and penalty yardage. The Warriors have been penalized 5 times for 60 yards.
Yeah.
That's kind of the story of the game. They've gotten a couple. They got definitely one touchdown call back for a holding call, and a couple other drives kind of stalled out because of a penalty. Now Martinez hits the outside. Boy, the double team block right there from Grayson Boudreaux and Hayes Marino was a thing of beauty.
Yep. And, Coach, on this drive, all game, John Martinez played really well, run the ball hard, but he's been kind of bottled up. And this drive, you're starting to see him unleash a little bit. I mean, John Martinez is putting together a great drive right here.
I think that hit that he took at the end, towards the end of that last series kind of inspired him a little bit.
Yep.
He said, you know what, I'm going to get back out here and put some yardage on.
There he is again.
Martinez gets to the outside, gets run out of bounds.
With another carry.
And you know what, Coach? I hope they reward him with a touchdown here. Last night, I don't know people at home who watch Thursday Night Football, but it always pains me when one guy gets you all the way down the field and then you don't let him pad that stat sheet.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You saw it last night. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's the best play in football. Jalen Hurts from the half-yard line, pushing him in on the QB sneak.
They finally did give DeAndre Swift his touchdown right there towards the end of the game. But, there's somebody who deserves a TD right here. It's going to be Martinez. And I think he's going to get it right here. He falls forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors. 6-yard touchdown run from John Martinez. That was what you would describe as a bit of an inspired run right there.
Yep.
Martinez was bound and determined to get into the end zone, and he did a great job of finding just enough space to power forward and dive into the end zone to make it 32-0 here with 8:45 left to go
And
in
Coach,
the ball game.
You said it at the start of this drive. You'd like to see them have something to build off of, to feel positive about, a nice, long, sustained drive. They did it right there. I wish I had the stats in front of me, but that had to be an 8 or 9 play drive. They went 60 yards and punched it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was just what the doctor called for right there. And Mondello sends another one through.
It is good.
So with 8:45 left to go in the ball game, Warriors up 33-0 over the Belaire Bengals. We'll be back. This is Warrior Broadcast Network.
And Jeff's getting to take over the reins here for this kickoff on the play-by-play. Wish me luck out there in Warrior Land.
Mondello on the kick, back to receive for the Bengals, number 6, Caleb Joseph.
And we got Mondello on the kick.
Darian Scholl.
Ball fell off the tee. Man, I love seeing Mondello, Pele Mondello's pink cleats out there. $33-0 Warriors, 8:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. The boot from Mondello into the end zone.
Mondello kicks it back. Kicks it way back for a touchdown.
And that is such a weapon in the high school game, guys, is, special teams a lot of times lack. But when you have a kicker like Mondello that can put it in the end zone and force a touchback and force your opponent to start the drive every single time at the 20-yard line, that is a huge plus in this game.
All right. Touchback there from Mondello. Must be kicking this way, Jeff, that he's got his real leg power to put it into the end zone.
Yeah, all the way back on the top end of that E on the break in the end zone.
Whew, man.
Yep.
So it'll be Bengal ball, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Timeout. Bengals coming out here to start this drive.
Interesting.
Yeah, they just kind of the operation just not real smooth. Now, this is a Belaire team that, look, you got to give them some credit for kind of bottling up some of the Warrior offense. It really hasn't been all, self-inflicted wounds. It really hasn't been any, all just some things going on for the Warriors. It's you got to give some credit to the Bengals for really playing hard on defense and just kind of coming up with a few things that the Warriors just weren't able to pick up and just kind of it really just frustrated them sometimes up front, especially early on. I think the offensive line was just frustrated that maybe Belaire was doing some stuff that they didn't expect or something like that. And so, all credit to Belaire for really, putting together a game plan that kind of for a little while really it gave them a shot, for the early part of this game.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. When the legs were fresh early on in this game, particularly the Belaire defensive front gave our offensive front a tough time early on. And like you said, I don't know if that was scheme, if they were doing something up front, or if those guys were just coming out and playing really hard football. But I think you're exactly right. It's important to note that Belaire played a solid football game tonight.
And, really the Warrior defense has come out all night long and done some really good things, kind of limiting Belaire in a lot of areas. There's Freeman who falls forward. It's been kind of stuff like this where Belaire has sort of put together a couple of plays, maybe 2 or 3 plays where they've gotten some momentum, and then we've come right back and sort of said, hey, you know what? We're not going to let you, no more yards for you kind of deal.
You're exactly right.
Still got all starters out there on the field right now, Jeff.
Yep. And Coach, part of that, too, I think, is that going back to your point from before, we got so spoiled watching such a great performance last week that we came out here expecting everything to be perfect because last week it was.
Yeah, you're right. It's been two weeks of some really good football, and it's not that it's a letdown. It's just hey, the expectation was really, really high, but you know what? There's nobody gonna say anything about going 3-0.
No.
Being the first time since 2014 to start 3-0 on a season, riding high, heading into Broadmoor next week with a darn good shot at going 4-0. You don't want to ever assume anything too soon, but you got a really, really, really good shot at going 4-0 heading over to Broadmoor next week. And then going into what is the absolute toughest part of your schedule when you have to play probably the 3 best teams in the district back to back to back. When you have the stretch of Blaine Rodrigue in there and Gavin Knapp's in there for the sack. When you have to hit that stretch that we're going to get to here in a couple weeks of Plaquemine, Westphal, and McKinley. That's a pretty. Those are probably the 3 outside of the Warriors. Those are the 3 toughest teams in the district, and you really got to be ready and clicking on all cylinders to go into those 3 games and having a shot. If you want to have a shot at winning district, at giving yourself the best chance to have a really nice seed in the playoffs, you really need to go in there and win those ball games.
Now, Coach, I mean, the other thing, and you remember this, the 2014 team, the last team to start 3-0, we started 8-0. You were a coach on it, I was a player on it.
Right.
We started 4-0, and I think that is kind of a magical number where the kids on the team start to believe, hey, we might be a really good football team. And you start playing kind of above and beyond maybe where you should be playing. You start playing out of your freaking minds.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
I think that's a possibility for these Warriors. If we can start fast enough and we can win next week and we can go into some of these tough district matchups, you mentioned those teams, Plackham and McKinley. If you can go into those teams 4-0, 5-0,
Yeah.
maybe even 6-0, these kids start to believe it so much that you would be shocked the product that they can put on the field because they're going to believe in themselves.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. We've already beaten two pretty good ball teams in Episcopal and in Bruley and in really nice games. And playing tonight, just we're gonna walk out of here with the victory. There's 7:14 left to go. We're up 33-0. You never want to start looking ahead too soon, but looking ahead, we're gonna do that. I mean, it's about 7 minutes left to go. This game right here is probably the answer to the question of are we going to win is probably been answered already.
Yep.
And going into Broadmoor next week is going to be a challenge. We've talked about this. We've said it a couple times, but no matter how good Broadmoor is, whether they're struggling, whether they got a good team out there, they're always gonna scrap and gonna claw and gonna just be a tough team to play and to beat. And you can't just go into next week just kind of assuming that because Broadmoor wants to, like, these are playing us, playing the McKinleys, the Wet, like this. That's their playoff game.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Like
their
if they
Super
can
Bowl.
come and sort of take you out, that's going to be something that they're really going to look forward to. And we can't get caught looking ahead. It'll be third down here. I think they were confused. They thought it was fourth down. They were lined up to punt. Mornier Johnson's going to throw one up and almost hauled in by Stewart.
Yeah, and number 3, Mornier Johnson, actually has thrown some really good balls tonight. I mean, he's had some that have been uncatchable, but he's put some others right on the money, and his receivers just haven't made plays for him.
No, they just a couple of drops here and there. Just a couple balls are just out of the reach of a receiver here and there. That'll be Stewart now going back to punt. .640 on the clock.
Over the top.
Snap over the head of Stewart. Picked up all the way back at I think that's spotted at the 4-yard line, maybe the 3-yard line. Whether we recovered that or not, I think the Warriors actually did wind up recovering that. It is going to be a first and goal at the 4. That was going to be a turnover on downs no matter what.
I'm interested to see here if you send out. Let's see.
Yeah, you're gonna see a few subs. That's Brock Hamilton coming out there. Douglas Kelly on the field. Stephen Redden out there as well. Also freshman Seth Darsom at wide receiver. So you got a couple of subs in there, and that's Brody Knaps in the backfield who's going to get it. Going to look forward, trying to stretch it into the end zone, just short. Knaps comes up just short of the end zone, down at the 1-yard line, second and goal.
Sidelines chanting for something. I
don't really quite sure what they're saying, but they're calling for something to happen over here. And hydration timeout here in the fourth quarter. So it's 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. 33-0 is your score. Warriors up on top. We'll take a timeout. This is Warrior Broadcast Network. All right, hydration timeout number 4 in the books. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Warriors at the 1-yard line. Hamilton at quarterback. Knaps next to him. It'll be Brody Knaps. Steps in. Touchdown, Warriors. Brody Knaps takes it in for the touchdown.
Go ahead, young man, Brody Knaps.
Yeah, get you some right there. Sophomore Brody Knaps takes it in for the TD.
Did he get a touchdown last year? Or did we just watch the first varsity touchdown?
I can't remember.
I feel like maybe he did. But if he didn't, congratulations.
Congratulations on your first varsity touchdown this year.
Yeah.
Regardless. Good job right there by Knaps to find the hole. Good job by the offensive line to create the space. And in to do the kicking is number 26, Ben Jones, who gets it to go in. So Ben Jones comes in for the extra point.
Warriors 40, Bengals 0.
With 5:55 left to go in the ball game. Warriors up 40-0 over the Bengals. We'll take a timeout. This is the Warrior Broadcast Network. We'll be back. All right, we are back. It'll be Mondello doing the kicking. Warriors up big, 40-0. So, you know, Jeff, we kind of got what we asked for a little bit. You know, like you said a little while ago, is I was talking about, you know, getting some positive momentum going forward, and so the Warriors, you know, punched 2 touchdowns in here late to make it a pretty emphatic victory over your district opponent. You know, you're going to go to 3-0 on the season. You're going to go to 2-0 in district. Be set up right there as you're moving forward in district. Again, we're heading over to Broadmoor next week, so join us right here on the Warrior Broadcast Network on YouTube. And then we got a little bit of a tough stretch following that. The following Friday, we'll be heading over, or be right back here rather, at Olympia Stadium to take on Plaquemine, the Plaquemine Green Devils, and then following that will be a couple of Thursday contests. We have to make the trip all the way up to St. Francisville on Thursday, October 5th, to play the Saints. And then we'll be right back here at Olympia Stadium the next Thursday on the 12th to play McKinley, and that will be our homecoming game on October 12th. It'll be a Thursday night homecoming game. You never really want to have one of those, but we got a Thursday night homecoming game. So just kind of stay with us. You know, we'll be bringing you all the action from the football field, from your Warriors, as they're trying to, you know, pull off probably one of the best seasons here in the last couple of years. Also, as I said earlier, join us for a couple of Lady Warrior volleyball games next week. We got a triple header for you on Monday against Parkview Baptist at home. On Tuesday, the Lady Warriors will travel over to Woodlawn High School. And then on Thursday, the Lady Warriors welcome Ascension Catholic to the battleground in the St. Michael High School gym for their contest next week. So we got a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on, and at halftime, you know, we hadn't really mentioned this again, but you know, Miss Lee making the huge official announcement for the construction of Warrior Stadium going up on campus. You know, to be able to to maybe think about next year. We'll be sitting in our own press box on our own real home field on campus is going to be sweet, man.
Man, I'm excited. That's something that, obviously we've been hoping for as students and alumni of St. Michael for a long time, and big props to the administration for putting all the pieces together and making this thing happen. I mean, I'm so jacked up not only for the kids right now, but the future kids that are going to be able to come in and enjoy those facilities. We have a state-of-the-art weight room. You're about to have a state-of-the-art stadium, turf field on campus. I mean, these are just, it's going to be top-tier stuff around the city, and man, I'm so pumped up for all the current and future students.
Yeah, next year hopefully we'll be able to, we will be saying playing home games literally at home. It'll be, we won't have to, I said earlier, I won't have to lug this equipment around to every single game this year. It'll only be half the games. We'll have to tote all the broadcast equipment to another location. And so the Warriors get a big stop right there on 4th down, and it'll be a turnover on downs. See if the Warriors look like they're going to come out with roughly the same group they had on the field just a little while ago on that touchdown. And it'll be up front. It'll be Douglas Kelly, Eli Corville still in there. Luke Hillman coming in at center. Brant Bertrand still playing guard. Big Mike Garcia still at right tackle. Warriors are going to go ahead and elect just to get in that victory formation and take the knee. Again, Jeff, I said this last week. It's always a good thing if you can end the first half and end the game in the victory formation, and that's what we're able to do 2 weeks in a row here as the Warriors are going to go 3-0. Hamilton just, like trying to run the hurry-up victory formation out here.
Yep.
Take your time, young man.
Soak it in. The greatest play in football.
Let that clock tick down. You still got 25 seconds on the play clock. You don't need to get up under center until about 10 seconds left. But then you really only have to snap it one more time, and this thing will be in the bag. So, again, we want to thank our broadcast class, Miss Watkins, and her students tonight. We had Nicholas Drez on the camera tonight, so we appreciate that. That's huge when we don't have to, work triple duty. And that is probably going to do it right there as we're going to kind of wrap this thing up. Jeff, 3-0, baby, 3-0.
Gotta love it, Coach. I'm pumped up. I know everybody else is pumped up. Great engagement today on the stream. The crowd was packed. I mean, high energy around St. Michael football right now. Pulled it together at the end. Closed this thing out 40-0. 2 great touchdowns at the end. And Coach Chuck Guidry with another shutout on his resume.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Is they're going to get that skull on their helmet for the shutout. That's going to be something the defense is really going to be proud about. And so we hit triple digits. Warriors win, Warriors win, Warriors win. 3-0 on the season, 2-0 in district. Join us next week over at Broadmoor as we take on the Broadmoor Bucks here on the Warrior Broadcast Network. But for myself, Coach Craig Saylor, voice of Warrior Athletics, and for my partner in crime, Jeff Vaccaro, on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of St. Michael High School, we want to wish you good night, God bless, and go Warriors.